I hope we can hear you.
All right, I'm ready.
Hey, Kellen, can you just start by talking about your impressions of how Dak looked in practice yesterday? And I think basically kind of on a schedule now where that week leading up to the opener, he's going to be back to pretty much a full workload in team drills.
Yeah, it's awesome to have Dak back. Obviously, in the team setting, that was the biggest thing. He's been around, obviously, each and every day in some capacity. But obviously, having him out there in 11-on-11 is huge. It's great for him. It's great for the morale of everyone on our team, I think, especially for our offense. And I thought he looked great, and we're fired up.
Did he have any limitations at all, or did he? And what's the plan going forward?
Yeah, we're just playing ball at this point. So we're not looking at anything from a limitation standpoint. We're playing football, and we're getting ready for, obviously from his standpoint, we're getting ready for the regular season in Tampa Bay.
Just one follow-up. So he's no longer on the pitch count?
No, we're just playing ball.
All right, thank you.
Alan, how do you script practices now to make up for lost time, or do you script practices differently to make up for lost time?
Yeah, this is obviously a little bit of a goofy week because obviously for a lot of guys that are getting ready for Jacksonville, we also have an opportunity to get Dak a little bit more reps, and so we're balancing out both of those two things. But he's certainly getting his fair share, and we're going to keep building as we go.
How much of a setback is that lost time that Todd just mentioned, considering the missed time last year?
Obviously, I'm sure Dak would love to be out there this whole training camp, but things like this happen. I thought he handled it really, really well. I think our team did, and I think we're at a point now where we're still this week, next week, and then obviously right into the regular week for Tampa Bay, and so we got a little bit of time on our hands here, and we can ramp it up.
Can you just talk about Cooper's progression here this summer and what he's been able to show you, and maybe the trust that you guys have in him if he does indeed become your backup?
Yeah, obviously all three of those guys are competing. Like we've kind of said all along, we want to use all 4 games to go through this process. For a lot of us, we've been in their shoes, and so you don't want to shut the book too soon. Let this thing play itself out. Obviously, Coop had some nice drives this past week. He took advantage of some opportunities there, got us into the end zone twice. He's a steady guy, just continues to play well, and for those other guys, they get more opportunities as well. And so we're excited to let those guys play it out, all 3 of them, and we'll make the decision and see where it goes after that.
Kellen, because of how this is played out, will Gilbert and Rush maybe each get a little bit more time going in this final and preseason game than they would have otherwise if the situation had been resolved?
We really haven't gotten down to how we're going to handle the Jacksonville game as far as reps yet, and so probably shouldn't answer that quite yet.
Kellen, hopefully y'all won't need to get to this point, but given what happened with Dan right before the preseason game last year, do you have a plan in place if you're not able to be at a game? And if so, who would call plays if you're not there due to COVID or another reason?
Yep. No. Obviously, we have plans in place. Don't want to reveal them too much, but if it came up to that circumstance, we certainly got it in place, and we'd be able to activate it and still be able to go and roll. And defense is a great example. They've done an awesome job this week handling the adjustments that they've had to make.
You got another battle at the third running back spot between Knox and Hardy. How do you look at those 2 guys as you go into the last preseason game?
Yeah, this is huge for him. Let him go play ball. Obviously, what we have in Tony and Zeke, we know very well. Obviously, unfortunate with Rico. We obviously think very highly of Rico and the player that he is. We were all really excited for him. Hopefully, he gets back, better. And Jaquan, Brendan, they get an awesome opportunity here. They'll get certainly plenty of carries this week. We'll be able to evaluate them. Hopefully, both play great and make it tough on us to make decisions for their futures. But we really, really are excited for those guys. We'll see what happens.
Hard Knocks shows Zeke mentoring Jaquan Hardy. He's in quarterback meetings, teaching young players, diligently worked on agility and self-motivated workouts during the summer. How have you seen Zeke grow as a leader?
Yeah, Zeke's a very natural leader. He's not a loud leader, but he really leads by example. And for a lot of people who've been here, to see the growth that he's taken from his rookie year, coming in here really, producing at such a high level, his rookie year, and then molding himself into this player that he is right now. He is in a phenomenal position. I think he's a subtle, quiet. He's not a loud leader, like we said, but he leads by example. He runs the show. He's great for the young guys. He understands football really, really well. And that's the awesome part of him. He's in quarterback meetings. He sees the thing from a wider lens than a lot of other players, and I think that's huge benefit for him.
Kellen, going into your third year as the play caller now, and obviously you hope for the health. If the health cooperates and everything's in place, how comfortable are you now versus then, and how strongly do you feel that this offense can go places you'd really like it to go?
Yeah, we feel great about where we're at. Obviously, we dealt with the guys that were coming back from injury this past year, but feel like we're in a great position. We're really excited about where this thing's going to go. We feel great about the players. We're just excited for this thing, and every season's got its challenges, got its ups and downs. We're going to run into some hurdles as we go, but I think we're really, really excited. Hopefully, we grew a lot. Certainly, I felt like I grew a lot just dealing with the ups and downs last year and different circumstances that come up. Because inevitably, that's what the NFL is. It's a 17 game season now in the regular season, and you hope for more after that. And so you got to be able to handle some challenges, some injuries, whatnot. And so we'll see where this thing takes us.
Kellen, where is Nick Ralston in his growth as a player, and how do you view the role of a fullback in your current offensive system?
Yeah, Nick's done a really nice job. Obviously, his opportunities came fast. Once Woe went out with the injury, Nick jumped in there, took advantage of some opportunities, and really happy for Nick. Just the opportunities that he's been given, he's taken advantage of them. And one more game for him, just like all these other guys. It's going to be awesome to let him go out there, play, hit some people. He does that great. He does it in special teams as well, and so he's been an awesome guy to have on our roster.
Kellen, was there a play in practice yesterday or a movement or a throw by Dak where you said, okay, he's fine, I don't need to worry about anything here?
I don't think so, because he's been ramping it up to the point that once he's gone to team periods, I mean we're playing ball at that point, and so he's done steps along the way through routes on air, through different periods with Britt and all those guys that once he's released, we're playing ball, and so I think we're all at that point where we're ready to rock and roll.
It looks like at least in the first couple of series he wasn't throwing deeper. Was that more the play call and the situational work, or was there any point of don't immediately throw deeper?
No, I think the first period was a team run and play action period, so it was a little bit more of your run the ball, kind of your movement, your keepers, your fake runs. So that was the first period, and then that was kind of a typical practice. You kind of ramp up as you go into some third downs later into practice, and obviously that's probably where some of the further throws kind of start opening up.
I believe it was Elliott telling us in one of your first meetings of the offseason that you started it by saying our goal is to be the number one offense in the league this year. Can you talk about that a little bit more? Is that the standard you're looking for this group, and why do you feel they have the components in place to be able to do that?
Yeah, I think we're in a situation. A lot of us have been together for a few years now, certainly at least 2, if not 3 years. So a lot of the identity of our offense, we've talked about. We've talked about wanting to, be play smart, play fast, and attack on offense. And a lot of people say those things. And so, those identity things, we've talked about a lot. I think sometimes it reaches a point where you got to simplify this thing and focus on, at the end of the day, what's your primary goal. And I think, we want high expectations. That's what we want in the room, and we'll take it from there. And what that turns into, we'll see what happens. But we certainly are going to aspire to take it as far as we can. And we know these seasons are going to have ups and downs. We're going to have struggles. We're going to have successes. But we still have an end game in mind that we want to be the best.
Mike McCarthy has said things to us before, like, if I'm not telling these guys we're competing for a Super Bowl every year, what am I doing? How do you balance that as a coordinator of telling your team, like, let's go be the best offense, or was that not something you might have said a couple of years ago before you got your feet under you as coordinator? Yeah,
I think it's echoed throughout the program. Obviously, Mike's hit it really well. I think at the end of the day, you got to see what the end goal in mind is. That's obviously the end goal. Now that's your starting point, and then after that, we need to take this thing day by day, week by week, focus on what we can control, and that's what's going to take us there. We don't talk about, these high expectations every single day as far as our ultimate goals. We don't sit here talking about that each and every day. But we start with that in mind, and then after that, focus on the daily tasks and go from there.
What did you learn from your quarterback last year when he was out? Did you learn anything new about him?
Really how resilient he is. That not that we didn't know that already, but how resilient and his perspective, the way he handled it. All the challenges that he's dealt with. For him to come back into the building each and every day. I mean, the guy tested to get into the building when he's on IR. I mean, he doesn't have to do that. Once you go to IR, especially a year like last year, there's a lot of reasons to say, I'm going to stay at my house and I'm going to kind of hunker down and avoid some things. Came in all the time, got his treatment, got his rehab with Britt and the crew each and every day, popping into quarterback meetings, popping into team meetings, offensive meetings, still giving presents to guys. I thought that was huge. It was pretty spectacular to me to know that he's still taking the steps and to go through it, the way last year was. It was a challenging year. There's a lot of sacrifices guys had to make just to get in the building because of the protocols and the testing, and he was willing to do that each and every day, even throughout the season, knowing he's not practicing, he's not playing, but it was that important to him, and I think it speaks volumes to who he is.
Now, considering the time he missed here in camp and he's not played a game, will go on 11 months when he does play against Tampa, will he be Dak in week one, or do you got to kind of have to ease it in and rely on other guys?
We're going to go play ball. What that looks like, I don't know what the expectation is, but and I know he's in a great place right now. I think we all love where he's at. Obviously, you'd love to have these opportunities to practice through training camp, to have played last year more than he ended up playing. But, we're ready to just go play football. I think everyone is. We're excited with where he is. I think he's worked his tail off, done everything he could possibly do. And we're just going to go for it. And we'll see where we're at. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Kellen.
Thank you.
Thank you.